Chapter 41 As Fat as Sun Yue. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as the store door opened, there were already many people waiting outside, some familiar and some unfamiliar. Hey, it seems that the side mission can be completed today. Shopkeeper, Yang Feng. Realm, Martial Artist Level 5, Invincible Field 1000 meters. Store Level, True Level. Secret Realm, 1. Points, 70, can be exchanged for store supplies. Ling Yuan, 990, can be exchanged for shopkeeper exclusive items. Number of draws, 2 times. Magic Pet, 1 plus. Mission, Main Mission, Become Famous in Tianfen City. Side Mission 1, Successfully apply for 100 members 85 out of 100. Side Mission 2, None. Good morning, Shopkeeper Yang. Shopkeeper Yang is opening the door. As soon as Yang Feng opened the door, these people gathered over and greeted each other. Take your time, don't be in a hurry. Line up to enter the store. Yang Feng frowned as he looked at the chaotic crowd. In the future, he will add a store rule to line up to enter the store. Seeing what Yang Feng said, everyone quickly lined up. Looking at the neat queue, Yang Feng nodded happily. We will line up like this to enter the store in the future. This will be added to the store rules today. If someone deliberately causes trouble and violates store rules and refuses to listen to warnings, he or she will be blacklisted. Once on the blacklist, he or she will not be allowed to enter the store or use any items in the store. If the circumstances are serious, then the consequences. Yang Feng didn't say anything about the consequences, he just showed a cruel smile, which made everyone tremble, saying that he would not cause trouble, and would abide by the store rules, so that shopkeeper Yang could rest assured, and so on. Then let's enter the store. Those who want to apply for membership cards, purchase items, and enter the secret trial realm must queue up. The order of queuing is on a first-come, first-served basis. There is no difference in strength and status here. Don't rely on your strength. If you have power behind you, you should be superior to others. After saying that, he walked into the counter. Everyone entered the store in an orderly manner. According to Yang Feng's requirements, whether buying items, entering the secret trial realm, or applying for membership cards, they lined up in the order they entered the store. Ding, the host has completed the side mission and the reward has been distributed. Ding, the system has released a side task. If you successfully apply for 500 members, you will be rewarded with random items X3, a lottery, exclusive items X1, and cultivation elixir X1. Hearing the system sound, Yang Feng smiled slightly. After applying for membership, I saw many shops queuing up to enter the secret trial realm. Now the capacity of the secret realm is full. These people did not go to the rest area but queued up next to the secret realm. Yang Feng frowned and considered that there seemed to be something missing. By the way, the number-taking machine. If people who enter the secret realm of trials are given a number to enter, they don't have to crowd into the entrance of the secret realm of trials or in the store. Thinking of this, he asked the question to the system. After being silent for a long time, the system gave Yang Feng a surprise. The host proposed an item that the system does not have. This item has a non-negligible role in the development of the store. Now the system has generated a number-taking machine according to the host's request. This time the system accepts the host's opinion and provides a free number-taking machine. The items have been distributed. Please host view. System, you are becoming more and more humane. This feeling is really fucking great. System, entering the system storage column, Yang Feng saw the number-taking machine that was similar to the one in his previous life. He took out the number-taking machine and placed it at the entrance. Yang Feng checked and found that the current number-taking machine only arranges queues for the trial's secret realm. Everyone saw shopkeeper Yang taking out a strange object and placing it at the entrance, so they came over to ask what it was. Yang Feng told everyone the usage and purpose of this number-taking machine, and asked everyone to take numbers according to the current team order. Everyone was greatly surprised when they heard this. Shopkeeper Yang was so powerful that he could even think of making such items. With this number-taking machine, you can enter the trial's secret realm in the order of numbers. You don't have to queue there in the future, and you can move around freely, which is very convenient. Yang Feng wrote the store rules for queuing into the store and the purpose of the number-taking machine on the bulletin board, and hung the notice board in a prominent position at the entrance of the store. After doing this, Yang Feng walked into the counter and squinted his eyes to recall some details of the battle with the bronze hammer dwarf last night. Come on, Lao Wang, you see this is the store where Yuan Leiyuan goes. Looking at your figure, I have already asked you to lose weight, but you don't listen. Are you really not mistaken? Is there really such a magical elixir here as you said? Let me tell you, Laoan, you have been saying this for more than 10 years. If you could lose weight, you would have lost it long ago. I just can't control this mouth. Hey, you will lose weight this time, don't worry, trust me. I, Laoan, have never lied to you before. There was a sound of conversation coming from not far away. Yang Feng turned around and saw two people getting off the carriage and walking towards the shop. I know a guy named Yang Feng, who has been here once before, and another guy named O, a big fat guy, similar to Sun Yue from Dian society. He has to sit in a row on the plane and his clothes are XXXXXXXL. Arriving at the door of the store, the stalwart middle-aged man named Laoan saw the notice on the bulletin board and lamented how much he had changed after not coming here for a few days. A few days ago, Laoan came out of Huan Yue Demon Forest with one of his escorts, found the store, and bought many pills from the store. He introduced that he was from a small family in Tianluo City. This time he came to Huan Yue Demon Forest with his son to see what he had learned. He heard from a mercenary in Huan Yue Demon Forest that there was a shop selling magical effects. I found the elixir here according to the mercenary's prompts. Shopkeeper Yang, I'm here again, this time with an old friend. Shopkeeper Yang's shop has changed a lot during this period. This chapter is not over yet, please click the next page to continue reading. After Laoan walked into the shop, he was stunned by the scene in front of him. He finally woke up from the shock, and was shocked again when he saw the introduction of the trial's secret realm on the bulletin board. He woke up from the shock again, smiled bitterly, and shook his head, and came to greet Yang Feng. Yang Feng nodded. Well, it's you, welcome, welcome, we renovated it a few days ago, do you need a membership card? Of course, I met my friend on the way here, and told him about the things sold here, but he didn't believe it, so I brought him here to see it. Laoan saw that Lao Wang was still shocked and stared blankly at the shop, so he kicked hard. Old Wang was kicked several times and woke up from the shock. He trembled and pulled Olden to point at the store and said, Olden, what's going on here? Why is the space inside so big? Ha ha ha. The people in the store laughed, thinking that they used to have the same expression, silly and ignorant. Don't embarrass me, come and apply for a membership card, don't look at it, don't be so ignorant, like a country bumpkin. Yang Feng applied for membership cards for the two and told them that they had to get a number from the number machine to enter the trial's secret realm and enter in order. At this time, someone in the trial's secret realm was teleported out, and the screen prompted that number 1 could enter the trial's secret realm. Everyone suddenly realized that there was a prompt. They had doubts when they took the number. How could they know that it was their turn? Now they understand that this number machine is more useful than they thought. Chapter 42 Lao Wang Spring. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Laoan took Lao Wang to the rest area, to the spiritual water machine, took out a bottle, found a place to swipe the membership card on the spiritual water machine, and swiped the card to get water. After the store was upgraded, the spiritual water machine can also swipe the card to get water, which is very convenient. Laoan, what are you doing? Lao Wang looked at Laoan's behavior and felt very strange. This water actually costs money. This is what I said can make you lose weight. Don't talk first, follow my instructions, and talk about it later. Laoan knew what Lao Wang was going to say and asked him to wait. After filling the water, Laoan took out the second kettle and handed it to Lao Wang, and asked Lao Wang to do the same. Lao Wang believed that this old man must have a purpose for doing this, so he took the kettle and swiped the card to get water. After getting the water, Lao Wang looked at Laoan with an inquiring look. Laoan did not talk to him. He picked up the kettle and gulped down the water. After drinking most of the kettle, Laoan wiped the corner of his mouth and pointed at Lao Wang's kettle, asking Lao Wang to drink water too. Old Wang didn't know why, and seeing that Olden had no intention of explaining, he did as he was told. When the first mouthful of spiritual water entered his mouth, Old Wang's eyes suddenly widened, revealing an incredible look in his eyes, and he drank it in big gulps. Everyone smiled knowingly after seeing this, and some even smiled with some clear meaning. Huff, huff. He was a little out of breath because he drank a whole pot of water in one breath. Wang Chang is the son of the head of the noble Wang family in Tianluo City. Because of his poor cultivation talent, he is still in the warrior realm at the age of nearly 40. The head of the Wang family saw that his son's cultivation was too poor, and there was no need to waste any cultivation resources on him, so he let him take charge of some of the family's industries to see if this son who had no cultivation talent had business talent. Wang Chang's cultivation talent was terrible, but his business talent was superior. After taking over some of the Wang family's not-so-profitable industries, he exerted his talents and increased the industries in his hands by dozens of times in 2 years. The head of the Wang family saw that his son had such a talent in business, so he let him take charge of the entire Wang family's business. Wang Chang did not disappoint his father. In 10 years, the assets of the Wang family increased several times. Now it can be said to be the richest family in Tianluo City. However, Wang Chang has a problem, that is, he likes to eat. He is an out-and-out foodie. He eats several times more food than others in a day. He has also lacked exercise for a long time. Now his body has become particularly fat and has many problems. Now the Wang family has expressly forbidden him to eat indiscriminately. He must strengthen exercise and lose weight. He has lived a life worse than death in the past few months. Today he sneaked out and wanted to find a place to satisfy his cravings. On the way, he met an old friend who told him that there was something in Tianfeng City that could help him lose fat on his body and would not affect his eating in the future. When Wang Chang heard this, what was he waiting for? He quickly followed him to Tianfeng City and came to this store that he had come and gone by chance. When he entered the shop, his brain was in a state of freezing. He could no longer describe what he saw in words. Laoan told him to do whatever he wanted to do, and he didn't tell him the reason. He just followed him in a daze. It wasn't until he drank the first sip of water in the pot that he understood and woke up. He understood everything. This TMD was actually spiritual water. This spiritual water, which only the top forces have, is actually sold in this shop. It is said that drinking this spiritual water can improve physical fitness, improve the body, and speed up the practice. If I drink this spiritual water every day, then my body. Wang Chang has fallen into fantasy. Wait, why do I feel so uncomfortable and there is a bad smell? That just when Wang Chang was why, he found that he felt uncomfortable. When he moved, he felt something sticky on his skin, and there was a very bad smell. At this time, Laoan came over and pulled Wang Chang out of the shop, pointing to Qiubai Lake. Go wash it quickly and go to a farther place. Wang Chang also thought of something and walked away from Qiubai Lake. When Laoan arrived at the store, he bowed to everyone and said, "I'm so sorry for making a fool of myself. Your friend is really fat." Everyone got familiar with each other. Shopkeeper Yang, there was a big fat guy taking off his clothes over there just now. He is really shameless. Wei Tingting ran into the store and shouted. Ha! The people in the store burst into laughter. Wei Tingting was a little confused. Laoan hurried over to apologize to Wei Tingting and told her the situation. Oh, so that's it. It's okay then. I'm so sorry. Laoan felt very embarrassed. He asked Lao Wang to go to a farther place, so how could he be seen by others? Little girl, why did you come here alone today? Yang Feng was a little surprised to see that she was the only one. The house over there has been built. They are all over there. They should be here soon. Wei Tingting pointed to the place where they built the house. Oh, so fast. The house was built in just 2 or 3 days. It was really fast. People with cultivation build houses differently. Shopkeeper Yang, what is this? Wei Tingting pointed at the number-taking machine and asked Yang Feng. Oh, this is a number-taking machine. It is used to queue up to enter the trial's secret realm. Look, it's written on the notice board. Yang Feng pointed at the notice board and introduced it to Wei Tingting. Oh, so that's it. Wei Tingting looked at the content on the notice board and took her own number. Shopkeeper Yang, where is Qiubai? I haven't seen him these few days. Wei Tingting hadn't seen Qiubai in the past few days, so she was curious about where Qiubai had gone. This chapter is not finished yet. Please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Qiubai, he went home. He has something to deal with. He will be back in a few days. Yang Feng just said that Qiubai went home and he would be able to see him when he comes back in a few days. Qiubai has gone home. It will take a few days before he comes back. Zhao Yaji's voice came from the door. Shopkeeper Yang, where is Qiubai's home? Is it far from here? Zhao Yafeng followed behind. Qiubai's home is in Huanyue Demon Forest. It's not very far. It will only take a few days for him to come back. At this time, Wei Shujun and Zhao Chongqing also walked into the store, looked at the newly added number-taking machine, and looked at the contents on the notice board. Avon, Yaji, come here and get your number. Tingting, have you got your number? Zhao Chongqing said to the three sisters. Brother Chongqing, I've already taken it. Wei Tingting answered obediently. At this time, the newly dressed Wang Chong and Fatty Wang came in and shouted, Laoan, the effect of this spiritual water is really good. I feel a lot more relaxed now. My old Wang spring has arrived. Fatty Wang is now more energetic than before. He has lost a small amount of weight, is full of energy, walks less strenuously, and is several years younger. Wow, what a fat uncle. Uncle, why are you so fat? What can you eat to become so fat? That it was the first time for the twin sisters to see such a fat person, and they asked curiously what he ate to gain so much fat. Avon, Yaji, let me tell you, the fat uncle was taking off his clothes and taking a shower just now. He was really not shy. Wei Tingting told her twin sisters about the scene they just saw. Ah! Ha ha! Some laughed heartily, some slapped their foreheads to express helplessness, and some blushed to express shyness. Chapter 43. Then you guys go down and accompany him. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Some people were coming in and out of the shop, and there were no more people queuing to enter the trial's secret realm. From Zhao Chongqing and others, and then from Wei Batian and others who came to the shop, they learned that they moved from Tianfeng City to a new house on the Tianbo Lake side today. However, not many people moved in from the two families, and they were mostly young people. After all, the future still belongs to young people. People in power like Wei Xiaoting and Zhao Shifang would not move in to live here, but occasionally staying for a few days was still okay. In the distance of the shop, there were three people wearing uniform gray clothes, with the words Chile embroidered on the upper left corner of their clothes. The three people's eyes revealed viciousness and murderous intent. Third master, according to the news from the young lady, this should be the shop. The big man on the left said to the middle-aged man in the middle. Then I want to see what kind of dragon pool and tiger cave made my Sima Xian's nephew die here. The time of the purple gold mercenary group in the trial's secret realm was up. After all the members had left the trial's secret realm, they said hello to Yang Feng and left the shop. Everyone was talking about how they were surprised to be able to dodge one or two moves of the hammer dwarf in the trial's secret realm. Although they would still be killed by the hammer dwarf's big hammer every time, their strength had really improved a lot. Lu Guanzhang felt the fluctuation of spiritual power in his body. He was only one step away from the martial spirit realm, and an expectant smile appeared on his face. Lu Guanzhang and his friends walked out of the store not far away and saw the three people slowly approaching. They exuded a terrifying murderous aura. They were not friendly. This was the first thought that came to their minds. At the same time, the aura and pressure of the martial sect realm on the middle-aged man in the middle also went towards the store without any concealment. Under the impact of this aura, the people of the purple-gold mercenary group suddenly turned pale and ran into the store. Fortunately, the terrifying pressure in the store was blocked outside by invisible things. Lu Guanzhang and the others looked better. He looked at the three people who were walking slowly and said to Yang Feng with lingering fear, "Shopkeeper Yang, someone is coming to mess up the place." "What? Someone is coming to mess up the place? Just them? Ha! Relax, they can't make any waves." The people who were still in the store were a little curious when they heard that someone was coming to mess up the place. Who was so bold? Did they think they had lived too long? The three people stepped into the store and found that this store was different. Why was the spiritual energy so rich? What kind of strange things were these? After feeling it, the highest level here was the Wuling realm. The young man at the counter was actually a mortal with no cultivation. "Are you the shopkeeper of this store?" That the muscular man on Sima Xian's right pointed at Yang Feng and asked. His tone was very bad. Yang Feng frowned and said unhappily, "It's me." Sure enough, this young man was the shopkeeper of this store, but how could a mortal own such a store? Besides, all the people in this shop are martial artists, but why doesn't anyone have any idea about this shop? Or is there another reason? Also, how come nothing happened under the pressure of my peak spiritual sect? For a moment, Sima Xian had some doubts and some uneasiness in his heart, but soon, these uneasiness were thrown behind his mind. What a joke! I am at the peak of martial sect, what big shot is there in this small place? Besides, I am the elder disciple of Qi Lei Xianzong, and Qi Lei Xianzong is in the top 10 of all the forces in Tianchen Empire. Who dares to attack me? How did my nephew Fan Rongyuan die? Sima Xian looked at Yang Feng coldly and asked expressionlessly. Fan Rongyuan? Oh, you are talking about him. He coveted my shop and wanted to take it for himself, but I killed him. However, he died peacefully without any pain. Why, your uncle wants to avenge him? Alas, people nowadays, isn't it good to live? Isn't it good to see more of the beauty of this world? Why do you want to die? Yang Feng was speechless. Didn't he just kill a young man? Why did so many people come to avenge him? I will have a chance to destroy his family someday to save my trouble. Sima Xian and the other two were furious when they heard Yang Feng say this. If it was really the man in front of them who killed Fan Rongyuan, what were they waiting for? They would kill him with weapons. Go to hell. Sima Xian really couldn't listen anymore. He didn't care who this young man was or what was behind him. He would kill him first. Sima Xian jumped up and attacked. His palms turned into claws and attacked Yang Feng. Stop! As soon as the words fell, Sima Xian was fixed in the air. How is this possible? The three people were horrified. Sima Xian was not the only one who was immobilized, but also the two people he brought with him. The three people were immobilized like this, unable to move, unable to speak, and even unable to move their eyes. This ability has completely surpassed their cognition. Could it be, this is the legendary law? The people in the shop were also puzzled, because there was no spiritual power fluctuation on the body of shopkeeper Yang. They couldn't figure out how Yang Feng let that person be bound in the air like this. Sima Xian wanted to beg for mercy. The strength of this shopkeeper was too terrifying. He didn't want to die, he still wanted to live. I thought it would be easy to get rid of the murderer who killed his nephew and avenge him, but now it seems that he has to go to his nephew's way. He hated his sister for letting him take revenge before investigating clearly, just saying that it was an ordinary shop. Is this an ordinary shop? It's really a pit, brother. Yang Feng didn't want to hear what he said. He was already killing people at his door, so what was he talking about? Apologies were useful. What was the use of the law? Besides, Tianchen Continent was originally a world where the strong were respected. This chapter is not over yet. Please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Yang Feng stretched out his right hand, with his palm facing them. In that case, Then you go down to accompany him, destruction. The bodies of the three people slowly dissipated and turned into ashes. A strong man at the peak of the martial arts sect, a strong man who was infinitely close to the martial king, did not even have time to put up the slightest resistance, and was killed instantly. The final result was as expected by everyone, but it ended in this way that everyone did not expect. These three people walked into the store and said only a few words, and were killed by shopkeeper Yang. It is estimated that the son of the Fan family may have died in this way. Shopkeeper Yang was right, and died peacefully without pain. With shopkeeper Yang's strength, no matter how many people from the Fan family come, they are just here to die. Chen Liuzhong, the head of the Chen family, said with a smile. Ma Ziyuan, the head of the Ma family, nodded and agreed. What is the strength of this shopkeeper Yang? At this time, people from the Wei and Zhao families also came out of the trial's secret realm one after another. After hearing about this, they sighed and missed a good show. Shopkeeper Yang, you are so strong, what is your realm? Wei Tingting looked at Yang Feng and was very curious about what realm this shopkeeper Yang was in. My strength is strong, well, it is strong around the store, and my realm? Well, just a martial artist, with the invincible attribute of the system. I am an invincible existence, but I won't tell them this. Yang Feng thought about it and sorted out the words. I don't know how strong I am. In this world, I haven't met an opponent yet, and there should be no one who is my opponent. Well, this is beautifully said, without any flaws, and at the end. I gave myself a big thumbs up in my heart. Everyone who heard Yang Feng's words couldn't help but take a breath and was shocked. Haven't met an opponent yet? I don't know how strong I am, and no one is my opponent. Could it be that shopkeeper Yang's strength has surpassed the realm of the martial emperor? I know who they are. Fatty Wang suddenly shouted. Chapter 44. Then I'll go take a look. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hearing Fatty Wang's words, everyone was stunned and thought, does it matter who they are now? In front of shopkeeper Yang, they must all be like ants. But who they are, everyone is a little curious. Yang Feng was also a little curious. It would be fine if the Fan family came to take revenge, but this uncle also came to die. Fatty Wang saw everyone looking at him, but he didn't whet everyone's appetite. They are from the Scarlet Thunder Xian sect of Tianchen Mansion. Then there is still a marriage between the Fan family and Qiubai Xuanzong. Oh, God wants people to perish and they must be crazy. The Fan family and Qiubai Xuanzong have offended shopkeeper Yang, and they are not far from destruction. Everyone was having a heated discussion, and some people who were going to leave didn't leave either. It was quite interesting to chat about the gossip of such a powerful force. Shopkeeper Yang, the day after tomorrow we are going to Tianchen Mansion to participate in the martial arts preliminaries. We won't be able to come over for a few days. At this time, Zhao Yaji came over and said to Yang Feng a little sadly, but her expression was sad, but her eyes revealed that she was eager to try. Yes, we will leave for the God's mansion the day after tomorrow. Zhao Yifeng also came over and said. Wei Shiyi came over. Shopkeeper Yang, do you want to go to the Tianchen mansion? Wei Tingting slapped the counter with her hand. Yes, do you want to watch us compete? I heard that the Tianchen mansion is very lively in those days. Go to the God's mansion. What's the trouble? I don't have the invincibility card, so I won't go anywhere. My life is important. Qiubai is not here, and you are such a loser. If someone like you just did it, I won't burp. Just when Yang Feng was about to reject them, a deathly system voice came. Ding, the system has released a side mission. Go to the Tianchen mansion to visit the Qingxiu Martial Arts Association. Watch the Martial Arts Association for a day. You will be rewarded with X3 random items, a lottery draw, X1 shop items, and X1 cultivation elixir. Me. System, what else is there? Yang Feng waited for 2 breaths and the system didn't prompt, then he reminded the system. What else? The system is also confused as to what this host means. Invincible card, what if someone does evil to me when I go out with my little cultivation? The host invincibility card is a lottery or system reward. So what do you mean by the system? You don't have an invincible card with you when you go out this time. Yes, host. What if I die? Do you want me to die? Host, you still have a teleport card that you haven't used yet. What if I don't have time to use the teleportation card? Host, and me, Yang Feng. Well, let's do this. I'll go and check it out on the day you participate in the qualifying round. After all, I still have to check the store. Yang Feng compromised with the system and stopped asking for the invincible card. He promised the little girls that he would go and check it out that day. After all, this is a mission requirement. That's great, shopkeeper Yang, you must go and see it. Wei Tingting jumped up happily. Yang Feng said he would definitely go watch it that day. The little girls who got Yang Feng's promise happily went back with their families. They had just moved here today and had many things to deal with, so they didn't stay in the store longer. Some families in Tianfeng City also left the shops one by one. Some of the younger members of their families were going to Tianzhu Mansion to participate in the martial arts preliminaries the day after tomorrow, and they had to make preparations when they returned. Fatty Wang and Laoan are also going to Tianfeng City to find a restaurant to stay for 2 days, and they will also go to Tianzhu Mansion with these people the day after tomorrow. After all, people from Tianluo City will also go to Tianzhu Mansion, and they will have to tell their family members then. Tell me about the situation here. The shop was full of people just now, but now Yang Feng was the only one left. Yang Feng checked the system time. It was only 3 p.m., so he went to the recliner at the entrance of the store and hummed a song while lying down to check the system. Enter the system storage bar, click on random items, and see what you can get this time. Life increasing pill. True, after taking it, life expectancy will be increased by 10 years. It is sold for gold coins. The number of times it can be sold per day is 1 time. Marrow cleansing pill. True, after taking it, you can cleanse the marrow. It costs 1,000 gold coins. It can be purchased once per person per day. It can be sold 10 times per day. Dugu 9 swords. Xian created by the sword demon Dugu Qiubai. He can win with no moves but with a move. There are 9 moves in total. The price is gold coins, special items, and unique. I'm going. The Dugu 9 swords have come out. I said to the system, will you be able to master all these martial arts in movies and TV novels in the future? Yang Feng was somewhat looking forward to seeing the great shift of the world, the 3-point return of vitality, the 30-meter sword, and other film and television martial arts blooming in other worlds. Yang Feng clicked on the exclusive items to see what he had this time. Shopkeeper's gown. One of the shopkeeper's exclusive suits. Wearing the gown can protect you from water, fire, and dust. System, what other exclusive sets are there for store owners? Host, the owner's exclusive set consists of crown, clothes, belt, clothes, shoes, and sword. This time the system gave Yang Feng the answer, and he didn't try to fiddle with it by exploring on his own. There are 5 more. I don't know what time of year, horse, and month we can get them together. Taking out the cultivation pill and taking it, Yang Feng entered the system to check his attributes. Shopkeeper, Yang Feng. Realm, martial artist level 7, invincible area 1000 meters. Store level, true level. Secret realm, 1. Points, 70, can be exchanged for store supplies. Ling Yuan, 990, can be exchanged for shopkeeper exclusive items. Number of draws, 3 times. Magic pet, 1+. Mission, main mission 1, become famous in Tianfeng City. Side quest 1, successfully register 500 members 175/500. Side quest 2, visit Qingxiu Martial Arts Association 0 to 1. Yang Feng saw that there were 3 chances to draw a lottery. After thinking about it, he decided to wait until the 5th time to draw together. He was not in a hurry to add new items now. Yang Feng squinted his eyes and rested his energy. After all, he had to fight with the silver hammer dwarf at night. The climate in Tianchen Continent is pleasant, the temperature is basically more than 20 degrees, and the sun is warm. Even in the middle of the day, it is not hot. Just when Yang Feng was very comfortable, a voice sounded. Manager Yang, how are you? Not long after Yang Feng lay down, a familiar voice came. Yang Feng opened his eyes and saw two people not far away from him. Hey, it turned out to be this old man. The person who came was Zhao Jingzhi. Next to him was a white-haired old woman, who should be his wife. Oh, isn't this Mr. Zhao? This is your wife, right? Is the effect of the elixir good? After saying that, Yang Feng stood up. Shopkeeper Yang's elixir is indeed effective. My wife's poison has been completely removed. This time, my wife insisted on coming to thank Shopkeeper Yang in person. Thank you very much, Shopkeeper Yang. Yes, if Shopkeeper Yang has any request in the future, Zhao Jingzhi will go through fire and water without hesitation. After that, the two of them bowed to Yang Feng. Hey, this is not necessary. We are trading fairly. You don't have to do this. This will make me very ashamed. Yang Feng hurriedly stopped the two of them. He couldn't bear such a big gift. Come on, let's go into the store first. Yang Feng. After stopping the two people from bowing, he let them enter the store. Zhao Jingzhi and his wife were stunned when they walked into the store. This space, what is Shopkeeper Yang's space? That even if the two were knowledgeable, there were things they couldn't understand. Oh, it's just the folding of space, nothing strange. Yang Feng said calmly, isn't this strange? This Shopkeeper Yang is really unpredictable. I have underestimated him. The host and the guest sat down. Yang Feng brewed tea for the two, picked up his teacup and said to them, come and taste it. I don't have much tea left. The two didn't know what this tea was, and why Shopkeeper Yang put this thing called tea in the spiritual water. However, since Shopkeeper Yang asked them to drink it, they followed his example and drank it. Chapter 45, Eating Dog Food. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When the tea entered their mouths, the two of them were shocked that the effect of this tea was so powerful. This is something unheard of and unseen. The things in Shopkeeper Yang's place are indeed extraordinary. With such magical things, who is he? What kind of realm does it have? After he calmed down, Zhao Jingzhi looked at the changes in the store and was very curious about what these things were. Shopkeeper Yang, what are these? Oh, these. Yang Feng introduced the uses of these machines to the two of them. What? This secret trial realm has such a function. Zhao Jingzhi almost jumped up after hearing the information about the secret realm of trials. Mrs. Zhao was also surprised that there was such a divine object in the world. After learning how to enter the secret trial realm, Zhao Jingzhi hurriedly asked Yang Feng to apply for membership cards for the couple to enter the secret realm to see if it was so magical. The business hours are coming soon. Let me apply for membership first. It won't be too late to enter the trial realm tomorrow. Yang Feng applied for membership cards for them. What this top power comes from is different. There is so much money. Old man Zhao has the courage to take out a small pile of spiritual coins to top up the membership card. It is simply inhumane. The two stayed for a while and drank tea. Zhao Jingzhi saw that his wife was a little tired, so he said goodbye to Yang Feng and went to Tianfen City to find a restaurant to stay. Yang Feng also saw that the old lady didn't look very good, so he said, that's the newly built house of the Wei family and the Zhao family. They just moved here today. It would be more convenient for Mr. Zhao to stay there. I think they are also happy to do so. Extremely. Zhao Jingzhi thought for a moment and said, thank you so much, Shopkeeper Yang, for letting me know. As Zhao Jingzhi supported his wife and was about to walk out of the shop, he suddenly thought of something and turned around and said, Shopkeeper Yang, is there any elixir that can increase lifespan? After speaking, she looked at Li's eyes with tears in her eyes and continued to Yang Feng in a choked tone, although the poison in Xiao Ning's body has been cured, due to the toxin staying in the body for too long, the muscles, veins, and internal organs were also severely damaged. Although it has been completely cured, my body is weak now and my life expectancy is short. At this point, I was choked up and couldn't continue. Mrs. Zhao's name was Li Xiuning. She and Zhao Jingzhi were childhood sweethearts. They grew up together and entered the Kanglan Tianzong together. They had a very deep relationship. Seeing Zhao Jingzhi's eyes filled with tears, she felt distressed and wiped away his tears with the corner of her clothes. He said to Zhao Jingzhi in a gentle tone. Jingzhi, life and death are fateful. If I can wake up and take a look at you, I would be willing to die. Besides, I'm not fine now, so I don't need to be so sad. Xiu Ning. Respect. Ahem. Yang Feng couldn't stand it anymore. There is still a big living person here. Can you please stop being such a jerk? Alas, this old couple is still shameless. What kind of world is this? Yang Feng roared in his heart. The two of them were also a little embarrassed. It's a joke for shopkeeper Yang. Yang Feng waved his hand and took out the longevity pill. The longevity pill, a gold coin, can increase your lifespan by 10 years. Should you pay by credit card or cash? Ah. What? Add 10 years to your lifespan. Zhao Jingzhi helped Li Xiuning come to Yang Feng and looked at the porcelain bottle in his hand, his eyes gleaming with dazzling light. Shopkeeper Yang, you said this is a pill that can increase your lifespan by 10 years. Zhao Jingzhi pointed to the porcelain bottle in Yang Feng's hand with his trembling fingers. Li Xiuning also grabbed Zhao Jingzhi's other arm hard. Who would want to die if he could live? He had been in a coma for so long and had not yet gotten along well with her husband. Must. He took out 10 spirit coins, placed them on the counter, stretched out his palm and placed them in front of Yang Feng. The meaning was self-evident. Yang Feng handed the porcelain vase to Zhao Jingzhi and put away the spirit coins. Zhao Jingzhi held the porcelain vase in his hand tightly, fearing that it would grow wings and fly away. Pulling off the bottle cap, there was a green elixir full of life lying inside the porcelain bottle. Xiuning, take it quickly. Zhao Jingzhi picked up Li Xiuning's hand and placed the elixir in her palm. Li Xiuning looked at the green pill in her hand and took it without thinking too much. After taking the elixir, Li Xiuning's body began to change. Her original white hair slowly turned black, and her originally sickly pale face became rosy. Everything was going to develop in a good direction. Xiu Ning, you, haha. Seeing his wife's current appearance, Zhao Jingzhi was so happy that he couldn't help but held Li Xiuning's hand and wouldn't let go. Jingzhi, why do I feel that my body has recovered and we can be together again? Although it is only 10 years, it is enough. Li Xiuning also looked at Zhao Jingzhi affectionately. What are you talking about? Now that your body is well, you can practice. With your talent and foundation, you will definitely be able to enter the martial king realm in the next 10 years. Ahem, let me tell you too, if you want to show your affection, why don't you go somewhere else? Yang Feng couldn't stand it anymore. I'm not a dog, so why are you spreading dog food? I'm sorry for making shopkeeper Yang laugh. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I won't bother shopkeeper Yang anymore. I'll come back tomorrow. Zhao Jingzhi gave Yang Feng an awkward yet polite smile, and the two walked out of the store hand in hand. Yang Feng looked at the two people leaving with envious eyes, and a faint smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. It was good to have someone to accompany him. Looking at the sky outside the store and checking the time, Yang Feng yawned and lay down on the counter. It was almost closing time. Time flies so fast these days. No one should come today. I wonder how Qiubai is doing now. Is everything going well? There is no meat in the refrigerator. It would be nice if Qiubai was here. This chapter is not finished yet. Please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Yang Feng thought of Qiubai at this time, because the monster meat that Qiubai brought back was eaten up. When Qiubai was here, he only needed to say a word and Qiubai would go to the fantasy moon demon forest to hunt. It is such a wonderful thing to have a powerful monster pet by your side. My invincible area is only 1,000 meters now. There is not even a mouse within this 1,000 meters, let alone monsters. I looked at the black stone tablet on the counter. No, it should be called a small stone now. I don't know when this old Chen will recover. Finally, it was closing time. Yang Feng got up and went to the kitchen to make something to eat. He closed the door and entered the trial's secret realm. In the trial's secret realm, on the arena, Yang Feng faced the silver hammer dwarf. This silver hammer dwarf was different from the previous two dwarfs. This dwarf holding two silver hammers in both hands was not as strong as the previous two. He was more slender, and his hammers were not as big as the previous two. The big hammers of the iron hammer dwarf and the copper hammer dwarf were like the eight-sided plum blossom silver hammer in Pei Yuanqing's hand, while the hammer in the hand of the silver hammer dwarf was more slender, with a spear head on the top, which could be used to smack and stab. This dwarf is definitely not known for his strength. Looking at his figure, could it be speed? Yang Feng did not think about it anymore. He knew it after the fight. Silent recitation began. Yang Feng just wanted to observe the silver hammer dwarf, and as soon as he saw it, the dwarf disappeared with a swish. Fuck, it's speed. Just when Yang Feng wanted to move, a gust of evil wind had already reached his ears. Puff. Pawn. Chapter 46 The Silver Hammer Dwarf with Abnormal Speed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yang Feng reappeared in the arena, looking at the silver hammer dwarf in the middle of the arena, frowning. This speed is really abnormal. Yang Feng stepped into the arena carefully this time. Yang Feng did not rush up, but stared at the silver hammer dwarf with his eyes, and walked slowly towards the silver hammer dwarf step by step. When he was about 20 meters away from the silver hammer dwarf, the silver hammer dwarf launched an attack, and the attack was in front of him in a blink of an eye. The silver hammer came towards him, and Yang Feng was prepared for this move and blocked it with his sword. Yang Feng wanted to test the strength of the silver hammer dwarf. If it was an iron hammer dwarf, the power of this hammer could make Yang Feng fly out more than 10 meters. If it was a copper hammer dwarf, it would be a sword that hurt people. Dang that it was blocked, and the power was indeed reduced a lot, but even if it was reduced a lot, it was extremely uncomfortable to shake the internal organs. Just as Yang Feng blocked the attack of the silver hammer dwarf, the next attack of the silver hammer dwarf came immediately. The silver hammer thrust upward, and the spear head on the top of the hammer sank into Yang Feng's throat. It happened in a blink of an eye. The speed was too fast. Although the strength of the silver hammer dwarf was reduced, his fighting skills were not reduced. Yang Feng appeared in the arena again. This time he wanted to respond to all changes with the same attitude. This time Yang Feng did not move. He wanted to see how the silver hammer dwarf would react. As the saying goes, if the enemy does not move, I will not move. If the enemy moves, I will move first. After more than 10 breaths, Yang Feng saw that the silver hammer dwarf was still standing there motionless, and he muttered in his heart, is this also the dwarf strategy? Just as Yang Feng was thinking about his little tricks, the silver hammer dwarf attacked Yang Feng, and attacked in a breath. The silver hammer stabbed straight from Yang Feng's chest. The distance was too close, and he could not dodge. With Yang Feng's current speed, it was too slow to dodge the silver hammer dwarf, so he could only resist, but Yang Feng made a blocking move, which was a feint. When the silver hammer was about to reach Yang Feng's chest, it changed from a straight stab to an upward one, hitting Yang Feng's chin hard. Yang Feng flew up, and the dwarf followed Yang Feng's body and smashed his head with the hammer. Yang Feng didn't figure out what was going on, and returned to the place where he had just entered the secret realm of trial. Fuck, it's too damn fast. How can I play this? I can't even see the movements clearly after getting close. This time Yang Feng did not enter the arena, but sat down on the spot to think about how to deal with it. If at his current speed, his reaction ability cannot be compared with the silver hammer dwarf. When his eyes see the action and it passes through the brain and then reacts to the body, this time is enough for the silver hammer dwarf to launch the next attack. Unless the body's reaction ability does not need to go through the brain, it can make autonomous evasion and attack movements. That is, the so-called body can react autonomously, evade enemy attacks and launch counterattacks. Hey, isn't this the Ultra Instinct from Dragon Ball? In the Dragon Ball world, Ultra Instinct relies on various parts of the body to automatically attack and defend in a conditioned reflex manner, without the need for the brain's command, and speeds up reaction and movement speed. The body and consciousness are separated, allowing various parts of the body to transcend instinct to perceive the dangers around them, and no longer need the brain to think. But this ultra instinct is not so easy to practice, even the god of destruction may not be able to fully master it. Even the protagonist Goku has experienced several life and death limit breakthroughs before he barely comprehended this realm. Can I do it? Can I do it? No matter what, since there is a direction, let's try to see if I can do it. Yang Feng disappeared on the spot and entered the battle mode. The next day, early in the morning, the bright sunshine shone on the surface of Qiubai Lake, and the mist on the lake surface could be seen rising in the air. By the side of Qiubai Lake, there were several people practicing martial arts by the lake, not far from the lake. There are 3 small courtyards in the distance. There are many small courtyards under construction on the left and right sides of the 3 small courtyards. A large restaurant is also under construction not far away. After these buildings are completed, Qiubai Lake, which was rarely visited by people, will become a small town. This project requires a large investment. All the rich and powerful people in Tianfeng City have invested in it. Otherwise, the Wei and Zhao families cannot afford such a large project. However, the largest shareholder is Qin Gan. On the second floor of Yunlai Wangku store, Yang Feng opened his eyes, yawned, and got up from the bed, opened the window and breathed the fresh air outside. Looking at the beautiful scenery of Qiubai Lake, it is another beautiful day. After a simple wash, he changed into the owner's long gown, went downstairs to the kitchen to make some breakfast, and put the marrow cleansing pills and Dugu Jiujian drawn yesterday on the vending machine. Because the newly appeared items are successfully sold, they will appear on the self-service vending machine. Write down the new items released today on the bulletin board, open the store door, and start a new day of business. Good morning, shopkeeper Yang. As soon as Yang Feng opened the door, he saw the chrysanthemum faces of Fatty Wang and Laowen. Yeah, it's quite early. Yang Feng nodded and let the two enter the store. Thinking of entering the trial's secret realm early, we will leave today and come back after the Qingxiu martial arts conference is over. Laowen said to Yang Feng with a smile. The two took their numbers and saw the information on the bulletin board. They were so surprised that they couldn't speak. They looked at the information about the marrow cleansing pill, longevity pill, and Dugu 9 swords and couldn't speak for a long time. After seeing the information about the marrow cleansing pill, Fatty Wang's heart was even more stirred. If he took the marrow cleansing pill and improved his physique, maybe he could practice. Although his achievements in business have been recognized by everyone, in this world where the strong are respected, improving the realm of martial arts is the kingly way. The two looked at the selling prices of these 3 items, thought about the number of gold coins in their storage bags, and could only regretfully buy a bottle of marrow cleansing pill each. Although they are not short of money. Especially Fatty Wang, who is rich, who would put so much money on him. After buying the marrow cleansing pill, he fiddled with the vending machine for a while before entering the trial's secret realm. Yang Feng saw that there was nothing to do, so he took a bucket of spiritual water to water the vegetable garden. Looking at the green vegetables on the vegetable garden, they were already very big. Yang Feng wanted to get some to try the taste in the evening. Yang Feng took out a recliner, lay on it, looked at the sparkling lake and thought about fighting the silver-hammered dwarf. Yang Feng closed his eyes and ears, letting his body feel autonomously. He was abused terribly, but in the end he still didn't gain anything. He could already feel the feeling of the attack coming. However, that's all. Good morning, shopkeeper Yang. You are basking in the sun. Yang Feng came back to his senses and saw Zhao Jingzhi and his wife and people from the Wei and Zhao families coming to the door of the store. Yang Feng stood up and teased Zhao Zijing. Hey, Mr. Zhao, you look so rosy. You must have slept well last night. Li Shioning's face turned red when she heard this. Her body had been in a coma for more than 100 years, but her heart still retained the way it was more than 100 years ago. Not bad, not bad. But, shopkeeper Yang, your clothes are handsome today. And Zhao Jingzhi was not embarrassed at all. Of course, by the way, there are new items launched today, you can take a look. Yang Feng said and walked into the store. when everyone heard that there were new items, they excitedly walked into the store in an orderly manner to see what the items were. Chapter 47, Dugu Qiubai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yang Feng walked into the counter. Ah, martial arts appear again. What, this actually has a pill that can increase lifespan. This marrow cleansing pill can actually improve your physical condition. Amidst the bursts of exclamations, some people could only leave confidently. Why? Because there is not enough money. The only ones who can afford it here are the Wei Zhao family and Zhao Jingzhi. Wei Batian and others focused on Zhao Jingzhi. Seeing everyone's eyes looking at him, Zhao Jingzhi also knew what it meant. I want this life-enhancing pill, and Xiaoning and I will each take one of the marrow-cleansing pills. As for this sword technique. Hearing this, Wei Batian and Zhao Songming became even more nervous. The longevity pill is of no use to them now. The marrow-cleansing pill is available every day. Only this martial skill is special. If it is gone, it will be gone. As for this martial arts, I'll leave it to you. I have no shortage of martial arts. However, can you borrow the sword manual for me to take a look at later? Zhao Jingzhi looked at Wei Batian and asked. Thank you, Senior Zhao. If Senior likes it, you can make a rubbing. Wei Batian almost knelt down in front of Zhao Jingzhi. Hearing Wei Batian's words, Zhao Jingzhi also nodded with some relief. The sword manual is not the key is the jade slip. The Wei and Zhao families paid 106,000 gold coins to buy the Dugu 9 swords and 6 bottles of marrow cleansing pill. After paying this money, the gold coins the two of them had pooled together to buy items in the store had also bottomed out. If there were good things next time, they could only watch. Wei Batian gave the marrow cleansing pill to 6 people, Zhao Chongqing, Wei Shujun, Wei Shi, Wei Tingting, Zhao Yafeng, and Zhao Yaji respectively. Opening the wooden box containing the Dugu 9 swords, he first showed the martial arts book to Zhao Jingzhi, thanking the senior for giving them the martial arts skills. Then he took out the Dugu 9 swords and Xiaocheng sword technique and handed it to Zhao Chongqing. He said to him solemnly, Chongqing, take this. I think our great Qin Empire will be the first to participate in the Qin show. A noble child in the finals of the Budokai. Grandpa, this, I. Zhao Chongqing was at a loss. He did not expect that Wei Batian would give this most important thing to him. Hold it, you are the future of our Tianfeng city. At this moment, you are not representing yourself, but the entire Tianfeng city. Wei Batian patted Zhao Chongqing's shoulder with great solemnity. Yes, Chongqing, you can't live up to your great-grandfather's expectations for you. Zhao Shifeng came over and said, he was full of expectations for this son. Zhao Chongqing looked at the eyes of his family full of expectations for him, grabbed the jade slip in his hand, and said in a firm tone. Evergreen will definitely live up to expectations. Haha, that's right. Come on, let's see how powerful these Dugu 9 swords are. Zhao Chongqing entered the jade slip with his mind, and saw a man whose appearance could not be seen clearly sitting there cross-legged. After calling Zhao Chongqing, he stood up, pulled out the long sword beside him, and practiced the Dugu 9 swords. While the man was practicing his swordsmanship, a series of formulas came into Zhao Chongqing's mind. Returning to younger sisters tends to woo-woo tends to like people, and like people tend to have great achievements. A turns to C, B turns to Gung turns to Gui. The friendship between Z and Cho, the friendship between Chen and Si, and the friendship between Wu Wei. Wind and thunder are a change, and mountains and rivers are changing. It is a change, water and fire are a change. Qian and Kuan are in conflict with each other, and Li and Sun are in conflict with each other. 3 increases to form 5, and 5 increases to form 9. Wonderful, wonderful. Zhao Jingzhi looked at the sword manual of Dugu 9 swords and marveled repeatedly. After reading 2 pages, Zhao Jingzhi closed the sword manual, closed his eyes, opened them again and took a breath. This Dugu 9 swords is actually so powerful. This sword technique is much better than ordinary earth-level martial arts. Now you have found a treasure. Give me a rubbing later. Zhao Jingzhi said. The sword manual was returned to Wei Batian, who took it and quickly affirmed it. Shopkeeper Yang, who is the predecessor of Dugu Qiubai, the sword demon who created the Dugu 9 swords. Dugu Qiubai, TSK, what kind of person can control this name? Zhao Jingzhi was very curious about Dugu Qiubai. What kind of person can create such swordsmanship? Dugu Qiubai, as you can tell from his name, has never failed in his life. Let me tell you a story about him. A one-armed strong man accidentally discovered the burial place of Dugu Qiubai. On his tombstone is engraved, for more than 300 years, he has been in the rivers and lakes, killing all the enemies and defeating all the heroes. The world is no longer able to resist him. He has nothing to do, but he lives in seclusion in a deep valley and has eagles as his friends. Alas, if you can't find a rival in your life, you will be lonely and embarrassed. Yang Feng changed the original number of more than 30 years to more than 300 years, which is in line with the world view of Tianchen Continent. Yang Feng saw everyone listening in rapt attention and continued. The one-armed man then discovered the sword tomb of Dugu Qiubai. There were 2 rows of small characters on the big stone carved with the sword tomb. The sword demon Dugu Qiubai was invincible in the world, so he buried his sword here, alas. The heroes tied up their hands, their swords were empty, and they felt sad for their husbands. He is invincible in the world, but his sword is buried here. The heroes are tied up, their swords are empty, and they are so sad. What kind of level is this? What kind of style is this to dominate the world and all living beings bow their heads? Everyone was fascinated by what he heard. This is the image of an invincible strong man, Yang Feng continued. There are 3 swords and a long stone piece in this sword tomb. The one-armed strong man picked up the first sword and saw 2 lines of small words engraved on the stone under the sword, fierce and fierce, invincible, it can compete with the heroes of Heshua before the weak crown. When he looked at the sword again, he saw a sharp weapon about 4 feet long and shining with green light. He put the sword back to its original place, and a long stone piece appeared. He saw 2 lines of small characters engraved on the blue stone under the stone piece. This chapter is not yet finished. Please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. The Ziwei soft sword, used before the age of 30, accidentally injured a righteous man, which was a bad omen, so he abandoned it in the deep valley. It turned out that the soft sword was abandoned by him because he injured a righteous man and thought that the soft sword was a bad omen. Finally, the one-armed strong man went to get the second sword, but he only lifted it a few feet, and it fell out of his hand with a clang. The one-armed strong man couldn't help but be shocked. It turned out that the sword was black and had no abnormality. The sword was more than 3 feet long, but it was extremely heavy. The sword edges on both sides were blunt, and the sword tip was more round like a hemisphere. The one-armed strong man thought, this sword is so heavy, how can it be used flexibly? What's more, the sword tip and the sword edge are not open, which is also strange. When he looked at the stone carving under the sword, he saw 2 lines of small characters, heavy sword has no edge, great skill is not crafted. Before the age of 80, he relied on it to dominate the world. He went to get the third sword, thinking that this last sword would be a very heavy sword like the previous one, so he used some spiritual power when he picked up the sword, but when he held it in his hand, it was light as if it was nothing. He looked carefully and found that it was a wooden sword. Due to the long time, the sword body and handle had decayed. But the stone carving under the sword said, after the age of 100, he will not be stuck in things, and grass, wood, bamboo and stone can all be swords. Since then, he has practiced diligently and gradually reached the state where no sword is better than a sword. Yang Feng did not follow everything in the novel, and also changed some of it, sharp and fierce, indestructible. A heavy sword without a sharp edge, great skill without effort. Not stuck in things, grass, wood, bamboo and stone can all be swords. No sword is better than a sword. Hearing this, Zhao Jingzhi, Wei Batian and others were shaken in their bodies and minds at the same time, as if they were hit by thousands of thunders, trembling all over, their minds floating, and dizzy. However, not everyone has this situation. Manager Yang, what is this soft sword? Yes, is it a very soft sword? Yes, if it is very soft, how to use it? The words of Zhao Yafeng, Zhao Yaji, and Wei Tingting also made others sober up from the shock. Chapter 48 Damn, this young man. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Forehead. Yang Feng was also caught off guard. A soft sword is a sword with a very soft blade that can be bent back and forth. This kind of sword can be used straight or bent. It can also be used as a belt and can be pulled out from the waist when needed. However, the soft sword is not suitable for cutting and stabbing, but it can cut. It can easily cut blood vessels and ligaments at joints, and it can be swung as fast as a whip. Even if a blow misses, it can be hit quickly with just a shake. It makes people hard to guard against. As the saying goes, it comes like thunder and withdraws its wrath, and it ends like a river and sea condensed with green light. Wow, it's so amazing that there is such a sword. Wei Tingting exclaimed. I really want to have one. Zhao Yaji said hopefully. If there was such a soft sword, it would be very handsome when used. Zhao Yafeng imagined. Very handsome. Wei Shi affirmed after waking up. Call. After the interruption of these girls, everyone came to their senses and admired this lonely senior who was seeking defeat. Thank you so much, shopkeeper Yang, for your guidance. Zhao Jingzhi came over and saluted Yang Feng. What are you doing, Mr. Zhao? I just told a story, there's no need for this. Yang Feng quickly stopped him. For shopkeeper Yang, it is just a story, but for me, it is a huge favor. I have been unable to improve my cultivation over the years. Just after listening to shopkeeper Yang's story, I have found a way to enter the martial emperor realm. Ah! Everyone was shocked when they heard this. What does Senior Zhao mean by saying that he will become the unparalleled powerhouse of Emperor Wu in the future? Zhao Jingzhi looked at his wife beside him, and said firmly, Shopkeeper Yang has been kind to me many times, and I don't know how to repay your kindness. I plan to stay and grow vegetables for Shopkeeper Yang and look after the door. Please, Shopkeeper Yang determined. Ah! This time it was Yang Feng's turn to be dumbfounded. What do you mean, you have to grow vegetables and look after me? Well, Mr. Zhao, I don't think this is necessary. We are doing normal transactions. Shopkeeper Yang doesn't need to persuade me anymore, I've made up my mind. Zhao Jingzhi said decisively, then turned to Wei Badian and said, Badian, please build me a house next to the vegetable field. Ah. Aha, okay. No problem. Wei Badian agreed quickly. Hey, kid, have you finished digesting the Dugu 9 swords? Zhao Jingzhi saw that Zhao Chongqing had opened his eyes. Back to the old man, I've finished digesting it. Zhao Chongqing's eyes now revealed a confident light. Okay, let's see what kind of effect you can get from the Dugu 9 swordsmanship created by Senior Dugu Qiubai. Which one of you will practice with this kid? Zhao Jingzhi said, looking at several people. Chongqing asked Dad to come and see the power of Dugu 9 swords. Zhao Shifang was so excited. How could the swordsmanship created by Senior Dugu Qiubai be simple? Even Senior Zhao said after seeing it that it was no worse than ordinary earth-level martial arts. His son must be the light of Tianfeng City, the hope of Tianfeng City, and the most beautiful boy in Tianfeng City. When everyone arrived 100 meters away from the shop, father and son Zhao Shifang and Zhao Chongqing faced each other with swords. Many people were already walking into the store. They saw the Wei family and the city lord's mansion gathering together, and came over curiously to take a look. When he saw the city lord and the young city lord holding swords against each other, he felt very curious. After asking, it turned out that the young city lord had learned a martial art from shopkeeper Yang, and now the city lord wanted to test the power of this sword technique. Everyone was shocked when they heard that shopkeeper Yang actually had martial arts for sale. They were also curious about the power of this martial arts, so they stopped to watch. Zhao Chongqing looked at his father and said confidently, Father, come here, but please don't hold back, so that the child can know where his limits are. Haha, okay, Chongqing, you have to be careful. After saying this, Zhao Shifang attacked with a sword. Zhao Changqing saw his father attacking and shouted, "Father, be careful, Dugu 9 swords breaking sword style." Dugu's 9 swords, the last strike comes first, there is advance but no retreat. Every move is an attack. If you attack the enemy, you have to defend. Every sword struck by Zhao Changqing was an attack on Zhao Shifang's weak point, and each strike was faster than the other. Zhao Shifang was beaten back steadily by this strange attack method. As time goes by, Zhao Changqing's methods become more and more traceless, turning left and right, up and down. It's like fighting between farmers in the countryside. There are no tricks at all, but in the eyes of outsiders, every sword Zhao Changqing wields is indescribably wonderful. Indescribably stunning. No words can describe it. It is impossible to describe the trajectory of this sword. A divine pen, a flawless sword. A flawless sword move. Broken sword style. One sword can defeat all kinds of attacks. In the end, Zhao Shifang burst out with the momentum of the 4th level of martial arts and forced Zhao Changqing back. Zhao Shifang has broken through to the 4th level of martial arts, and now Zhao Changqing is also the 9th level of martial arts master. If Zhao Changqing breaks through to the martial spirit realm, it's hard to say who will lose and who will win. After all, there is a big gap between them. Ha! Hoochie hoochie. Ha! Hoochie hoochie. Okay. Okay. Zhao Shifang gasped and laughed. This is his own son, a son who is only at the martial arts master level. How can he not be happy for pushing me to this level? How could he not be excited? Okay. Brother is great, brother is amazing. Several girls immediately ran over and surrounded Zhao Changqing. Ah! The young city lord actually pushed the city lord to this point. The young city lord's swordsmanship is so powerful and exquisite. Well, it is indeed a sword technique created by the sword demon Dugu Qiubai. It is really powerful. That this chapter is not over, please click on the next page to continue reading. Today Zhao Changqing, Shujun, Shu Yi, Tingting, Avon, and Yaji will not enter the secret trial realm. Come back to the house with me. After you take the marrow cleansing pill, I will give you special training. Wei Badian was full of joy, which gave him a little confidence that Zhao Changqing would make the final 10-man list. Although the original intention of Qingxiu Budokai was to specialize, that IT was established to cultivate young people who are second-rate and below. After so many years, the privileged classes in the past have sent leftovers from their sects or families to participate in this martial arts meeting. But this year they have announced that they will send some outstanding disciples to participate. Although these outstanding disciples are not as good as those elites, the proud ones, etc., they are still very, very strong. Without the Dugu 9 swords, Wei Badian would not have much confidence in Zhao Changqing to enter the finals, but with the Dugu 9 swords, several people followed Wei Badian back to Tianfeng City, and Zhao Shifang also followed. Tomorrow he will lead the team to Tianzhu Mansion to participate in the martial arts preliminary tournament. More than 300 young people participated in this session within the jurisdiction of Tianfeng City. This was also the largest number of participants since the establishment of Tianfeng City. Zhao Jingzhi and his wife walked to the shop hand in hand, and Wei Xiaoting, Zhao Songming and others also walked towards the shop. Seeing that there was no excitement to watch, the spectators kept saying, "Incredible, young city lord is awesome, this martial arts is too powerful." Walking towards the store with an exclamation, after Yang Feng watched the whole process, he couldn't help but sigh in his heart, "Damn it, this young man is pretending to be a bad guy." Now the people who come to the store are all old customers, so Yang Feng doesn't need to do anything. He just goes to the door of the store and lies on the rocking chair, squinting his eyes and humming. When people queuing up to enter the store saw Yang Feng like this, they couldn't help but sigh, "This one has to be the most awesome." Chapter 49. Zhao Jingzhi was confused. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Everyone lined up in an orderly manner. Some took numbers to enter the trial's secret realm, and some bought pills at the self-service vending machine. "Hey, Captain Liu, you are not going to the trial's secret realm today." After taking the number, Chen Liuzhong saw that the purple-gold mercenary group did not line up to take numbers, but went to the self-service vending machine to buy pills. We will not enter the trial's secret realm these days. We plan to buy some pills and then enter the fantasy moon demon forest. Now it is known that the mercenary groups and individual mercenaries who have been going to the store have been spending money here these days, and the money on them has been almost consumed. With the financial resources of these people, the consumption in the store is also very high, and they cannot spend money in the store for a long time. They came to the store today just to buy some pills for defense, and then went to the fantasy moon demon forest to kill some monsters, obtain magic cores, sharp teeth, fur and other things, collect some materials needed by the alchemists of major forces, and take them out to sell in Tianfen City. Monsters only have magic cores from the fierce beasts, and the monsters of each realm are of different colors. Fierce beasts are gray, human-level monsters are yellow, mysterious-level monsters are red, earth-level monsters are blue, and heaven-level monsters are purple. After buying the elixir, Lu Guanzhang said hello to Yang Feng and left the store, leading the other members of the purple-gold mercenary group to the fantasy moon demon forest. Xiaoning, if you can't adapt to it, just come out. Don't force yourself. They all say that the dwarves inside are hard to deal with. When it was Zhao Jingzhi and Li Xiaoning's turn to enter the trial's secret realm, Zhao Jingzhi was worried about Li Xiaoning. After all, she had been in a coma for the past 100 years. It's okay, Jingzhi. I was not worse than you in talent back then. I think I should adapt quickly. Li Xiaoning comforted, saying that she didn't have much of a problem. That's good, that's good. If it doesn't work, don't force yourself. Yeah, I know. Fuck, can you still show off your love like this? Yang Feng was speechless when he heard their conversation on the rocking chair outside the store. He was really a wife-loving maniac. After watching his beloved wife enter the trial's secret realm, he followed her by swiping his card to enter the trial's secret realm, which was like a nightmare in the eyes of others. When he arrived at the starting point of the trial's secret realm, he looked at some information and saw a screen pop up. Does the player Zhao Jingzhi choose to live broadcast? That there were two options under this line of words, yes and no. Zhao Jingzhi didn't understand what live broadcast was, and no one had told him, so he subconsciously chose yes. Entering the battle mode, the dwarf race, the hammer dwarf, the screen flashed to the arena. In the store, some people who had not yet entered the trial's secret realm saw the screen light up, and the old senior just now appeared in the arena. Look, look, the old senior is live broadcasting, the old senior is live broadcasting. Everyone saw that there was a live broadcast and became interested. This person, who even old Master Wei had to respectfully call the old senior, must be an extraordinary strong man. Yang Feng heard the conversation inside and thought, this old baby started a live broadcast, let's see how the strong people in this world fight. Looking at the iron hammer dwarf in front of him, Zhao Jingzhi didn't find anything special, except that the hammer was a little big. According to the prompt, he started to recite in his mind and attacked the iron hammer dwarf. Needless to say, the speed of the martial emperor realm strongman was fast. As soon as Zhao Jingzhi started to recite, he was in front of the iron hammer dwarf. Zhao Jingzhi took the lead and raised his right leg to kick the iron hammer dwarf's chest. The iron hammer dwarf turned around to avoid it, and the big hammer hit Zhao Jingzhi's back from top to bottom. What, how can it be so fast? Zhao Jingzhi didn't expect the iron hammer dwarf to react so quickly. Just when he raised his foot and kicked out, he turned around and swung the hammer. When he finished the kick, the iron hammer dwarf's hammer was almost against his back. Zhao Jingzhi didn't think much, and rolled forward to avoid the attack of the hammer dwarf. Although he avoided the attack, his back felt a little hot. Before Zhao Jingzhi could catch his breath, the hammer dwarf's big hammer attacked him from the back again. Zhao Jingzhi didn't care about being embarrassed, and jumped forward. Before he landed, the big hammer followed. Now he was in the air, and there was no place to borrow strength, so he had to use his spiritual energy to use defensive skills to block this attack with his body. Zhao Jingzhi was shocked. What happened? That he found that spiritual power could be used, but martial arts could not be used. Bang! The big hammer hit Zhao Jingzhi's back and he was directly smashed out. However, this hammer did not cause fatal damage to him. Before the hammer hit his back, he gathered his spiritual energy on his back, making his back as hard as iron, so he blocked the attack, but it also caused serious damage. Before Zhao Jingzhi could catch his breath after landing, the hammer dwarf attacked him head-on, seemingly without any pause. Without giving Zhao Jingzhi a chance to catch his breath, Zhao Jingzhi was no ordinary person who could cultivate to the martial emperor realm, and he had a wealth of combat experience. In the past 100 years, he had been searching for natural treasures for his wife, and had experienced countless fights in dangerous places. He had a wealth of combat experience and combat skills. He dodged the attack with an iron bridge, stood up with both hands, and dodged the hammer swung by the hammer dwarf with a bend. However, the injury just now affected his speed of performance. After bending over, before he could get up, the hammer dwarf turned a circle, and the hammer drew a trajectory from bottom to top and hit his chest. Bang! Zhao Jingzhi was knocked into the air, and his eyes suddenly opened wide. It turned out that the hammer dwarf had arrived above him, and the hammer hit his chest from top to bottom. Bang! Zhao Jingzhi was hit hard on the arena, making a huge noise, and his body disappeared on the spot. Returning to the space where he entered the secret realm of the trial, Zhao Jingzhi was stunned. The hammer dwarf is really strong. As a strong martial king, he has experienced hundreds of battles and his fighting skills are so rich, but he has no power to fight back in the hands of this hammer dwarf. Although he didn't pay much attention to it at first and was careless, if he didn't have a targeted strategy, fighting this hammer dwarf again would probably end in a disastrous defeat. As for the people watching the live broadcast in the store, except for Yang Feng, they all looked lonely because their speed was too fast. From the moment Zhao Jingzhi silently chanted to Zhao Jingzhi disappearing from the arena, it only took one breath. Everyone just saw a few figures in this breathing room and it ended. But everyone can also see that this old man fought against the hammer dwarf for the first time, and actually fought him back and forth several times, although they could not clearly see that Zhao Jingzhi was avoiding the dwarf's attack in embarrassment. The flashes of figures in their eyes were the process of their fight. Although they were still defeated by the hammer dwarf, this result was achieved by no one other than shopkeeper Yang. By far the most awesome. Chapter 50 Damn, so ruthless. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oh, this old baby is good. He can survive several rounds, and he was careless. Not bad, but he is still a little far from me. Yang Feng was a little interested, but the following words were a little arrogant, and he didn't think about how he was abused by the hammer dwarf. Zhao Jingzhi reappeared in the arena. This time he didn't dare to underestimate the hammer dwarf, nor did he dare to fight the hammer dwarf with bare hands. He drew his sword from the weapon rack. He knew that if he didn't have an absolute advantage against the hammer dwarf, he had to seize the initiative, otherwise he could only be suppressed by the opponent. Zhao Jingzhi stood with the sword, took a deep breath to adjust his state, and adjusted his mentality. When his physical state and mentality were at a very compatible point, he silently recited to start. Zhao Jingzhi took the initiative to attack and pierce the hammer dwarf's throat with the tip of the sword. The hammer dwarf swept Zhao Jingzhi's sword aside with a sweep. At this time, Zhao Jingzhi kicked the hammer dwarf's head with his foot. The hammer dwarf leaned over and swept out with his hammer, aiming at Zhao Jingzhi's supporting leg. Zhao Jingzhi exerted force on his toes and slightly jumped into the air to avoid the sweep of the hammer. He chopped the hammer dwarf's neck diagonally with his sword in the air. The hammer dwarf was driven by the force of the hammer's sweep, and rotated twice, and came behind Zhao Jingzhi. The hammer also came to Zhao Jingzhi's back. Zhao Jingzhi was now in the air and could no longer dodge. He could not use martial arts here, so he was hit in the back by the hammer dwarf's hammer. This time, Zhao Jingzhi was not so lucky. This time, the hammer dwarf took advantage of the force of momentum and his own strength to send him back to the resurrection point. The people watching the live broadcast in the store were still confused. They couldn't see clearly. They didn't know what happened. They only saw a few black shadows flash by, and then there was nothing else. System, is there a slow-motion replay? Yang Feng asked the system as he watched these noobs talking about it. Yes, as long as the host orders the system to replay it in slow motion. The system gave Yang Feng the answer he wanted. Ahem. Yang Feng pretended to cough to attract everyone's attention. In order for you noobs to see clearly, this shopkeeper will be merciful and play the slow motion of this scene for you. Shopkeeper Yang, we are noobs, but you don't have to keep talking about noobs, right? Some people muttered. Hee, noobs are noobs, what can't be said? If you want to get rid of the word noob, try to get rid of these two words. Yang Feng didn't care what everyone thought, and he had to hold back his ideas for this shopkeeper. At this time, the screen was divided into two parts, one was the live broadcast screen, and the other was the playback screen. System, slow down the speed so that they can see clearly. Yang Feng ordered the system to replay the content. At this time, the playback screen began to play the last battle between Zhao Jingzhi and the Hammer Dwarf, how Zhao Jingzhi attacked, how he dodged, how he counterattacked, how he was suppressed, and how he was defeated were all in everyone's eyes. Ah! Oh my god! This old senior is awesome. Too strong, the old senior can dodge and counterattack at the beginning. The old senior's attack is so sharp, if it were someone else, he would definitely be beaten by the old senior. Everyone exclaimed that Zhao Jingzhi was too powerful. He could do such a scene in the second game. If there were a few more games, he would have to fight back and forth with the Hammer Dwarf. However, they were right. After an hour, Fatty Wang and Laoan came out of the trial's secret realm and were stunned by the live broadcast. Li Xiaoning was in a coma for more than 100 years due to poisoning. She was not used to staying in the trial's secret realm for more than an hour and came out. When she came out and saw the live broadcast, she showed an obsessed look. In the picture, Zhao Jingzhi and the Hammer Dwarf fought back and forth, and each move was extremely exquisite. Although Zhao Jingzhi was knocked away by the Hammer Dwarf from time to time, he did not fail to cause damage to the Hammer Dwarf. In the occasional counterattack, the exquisite sword moves also caused considerable damage to the Hammer Dwarf. Although he was defeated in the end, no one doubted that he would be able to defeat the Hammer Dwarf in the near future and become the first person to defeat the Hammer Dwarf in the trial's secret realm except Manager Yang. When Zhao Jingzhi was young, he was also one of the most talented people in Kanglan Tianzong. If it were not for Li Xiaoning, his status would be in the top 3 in Kanglan Tianzong. Instead of being an idle elder now, in the past 100 years, he has been running around, entering and exiting various dangerous places, and fighting for natural treasures from powerful monsters and people to detoxify Li Xiaoning and prolong her life. It also created his understanding of fighting and fighting skills. It can be said that in terms of fighting skills, he has already stood at the top of the martial emperor realm. In terms of fighting skills alone, even the leader of the Kanglan Tianzong, who is now at the peak of the martial emperor, is not his opponent, so it is not surprising that he has made such rapid progress in the trial's secret realm. After Zhao Jingzhi was defeated, the live broadcast screen also disappeared. Zhao Jingzhi's time in the trial's secret realm was almost up, so he withdrew from the trial's secret realm. Just after exiting the trial's secret realm, he saw everyone looking at him with admiration, and he also found that Li Xiaoning's eyes revealed infinite admiration, infinite pride, and infinite love. Xiaoning, this is... Zhao Jingzhi was a little at a loss. What was going on? Why were everyone looking at me with such strange eyes? This old senior, this great god, please accept my knees. At this time, Fatty Wang suddenly jumped out and bowed to Zhao Jingzhi. What's going on? Why are you bowing to me? Zhao Jingzhi was confused. Old senior, this is what happened. Zhao Songming and others explained to him in detail about the live broadcast after Zhao Jingzhi entered the trial's secret realm. After Zhao Jingzhi understood the matter, he realized that the live broadcast meant this. Zhao Jingzhi thought of his wife, who looked at him with that kind of admiration, pride, and love, and something in his heart was greatly satisfied. Yang Feng saw this situation. This old baby could actually do this step in just 5 or 6 hours. This is simply inhuman. Yang Feng himself didn't know how many days and months he had spent in the trial's secret realm to achieve this step. It was simply that people were angry to death, and there was no harm without comparison. Fuck, ruthless, the internet slang on Earth came to mind. Old senior, you will be the second person to defeat the Hammer Dwarf, so awesome. Everyone kept flattering. Hee, you can call me Zhao Lao, no need to call me old senior, call me old senior, this is my wife, you can call her Mrs. Zhao from now on. You said I will be the second person to defeat the hammer dwarf, then who is the first one? Zhao Jingzhi was curious about who could defeat this hammer dwarf.